Okay, for starters, I'm gonna give Fern some hay. Come here. Right here. Hello Scouts, Rachel here. So today I am going to be having a bit of a different conversation with you, something I don't usually have. I'm excited but nervous. I'm always very nervous about opening myself up online and being honest because the internet is a really scary place. But I think that what I have to say is something I want to share and something that you guys might relate to and might create a really cool conversation. So I'm just gonna put my fears aside and be honest with you guys. This is Fern in the background. She is my bunny. If you have any questions about her, leave them in the comments because I would like to make a video about her. Behind me is her house, which again, I'd love to tell you more about, but we're going to save that for another video. This video is a bit of a response. I don't know if you guys know who Lucy Moon is. She is someone that I've been watching on YouTube for a very long time, and the reason that I like her videos so much is that she is so open and you just really feel like she's your friend. So if you haven't checked out her videos, go and check them out. And if you haven't watched the video that I'm actually kind of responding to, I actually wanted to make this video before, but once I saw her video, I was like, this would be a great response to hers. So yeah, if you haven't seen her video, it's about having a crisis 2.0. One of the things that she said in this video was like, oh, I'm turning 22 and that's just, it's stressful. And I can really relate to this, and a lot of people that I've been watching right now I feel like are in this lag of what do I do right now, and that's kind of what I wanted to talk about. I have notes in like 2 notebooks. This one was given to me by one of my subscribers, Hannah. She was just so sweet and I wanted to say thank you for the gifts. She gave me a couple Christmas things and a lovely card, and I ended up putting the little miso soup onto the notebook that you gave me, and honestly I've been pouring my heart into this book and it has become one of my very favorite notebooks that I have because I've really gotten a lot accomplished by writing. So for starters, that's one of the things that I want to talk about, and that writing for me has really helped me overcome some of the things that I'm confused about and really helped me break down what it is that I'm even thinking. The main message that I wanted to convey to Lucy was, you are not the only 22 feeling this way. I am 22 right now and I am feeling very confused and lost. I hate the word lost though, because I don't really feel lost. I have a lovely home with my boyfriend Kyle and my beautiful bunny Fern. I feel very comfortable, but I feel... Okay, I'm gonna put this in a way that someone else said it to me one time. So I'm done university, and one of my friends said to me, isn't being finished university the most underwhelming experience you've ever had? And that describes how I feel so well. Like, I'm done school and now I'm not quite sure what to do and I don't know who I am. And for me, I finally feel like I'm at the point to know maybe where I want to go, but I've already done school and I didn't get everything that I wanted from school out of school. So that was kind of disappointing. But I think the best way for me to describe how I feel is to compare how I felt when I was a child. So when I was younger, particularly in high school, I felt very confused about who I was. Who is Rachel? I didn't know who I wanted to be. Maybe I had an idea, but each day it felt like it was changing and I couldn't hold on to one idea of who I wanted to be. So I used to express myself through clothing, and anyone who would know me in high school, especially my earlier years, would know that I dressed pretty funky, and that my clothing would change all the time, or like how I wanted to be. So for example, some days I'd wake up and be like, I want to be a tomboy, I feel so masculine today, I hate girly things, and I would dress like that, and that would be good, and I feel good about it that day. That's who Rachel is, that's Rachel. But then the next day I'd wake up and I'd feel like, oh my gosh, wait, I actually like makeup and I like getting dressed up and I want to do girly things. Oh wait, what? And it confused me. And then the next day I'd be like, oh no, I'm artsy. Rachel's an artsy girl. And I don't know, of course when you were 16, it feels like everything's so like simple. Like, okay, you're a tomboy, you're a artsy girl, you're whatever. This is how I thought when I was younger. This isn't how I think now. People are much more complex than these stereotypes that I would put on them. But the point is that I didn't know who I was. And I didn't know how to feel, or I just didn't know who Rachel was. And trying to figure that out was like really hard for me. And I remember the day that I finally figured it out. You guys probably relate to this, where people ask you if you feel any different on your birthday. When I turned 20, I felt different. I felt different than the day before. It was weird. I couldn't explain it. I can't explain it to anyone except for that I just felt like I knew who I was. Or not that I knew who I was, but that I was okay with who I am. And that it didn't matter, and that I was gonna be like, you know what, Rachel? You're you. And that's okay. Rachel's a cool girl. This is what I tell myself. I don't really know if I'm actually cool, but it doesn't matter. I think I'm cool. I'm like sick. I feel comfortable. That's a great place to be. There's a new series of problems that have come out, and it's not who is Rachel. Now I'm trying to go one step further. Okay, where does Rachel want to be? So now I know I'm me, but I'm trying to like figure out this life around me. Like, what do I want my life to look like? And the problem for me is that I could count on my left hand how many lives I think I have available to live. I don't have a lot of options in my mind, and I think that that's stumping me. And that's why I really want to travel, because I need to figure out what it is that I want. And it's not until you start to explore different places that you might learn, okay, this is a different life. So for example, this summer when I went to Nova Scotia, I got to spend time with Kyle's cousins and his family, and I've been to Nova Scotia lots of times. If you don't know what Nova Scotia is, it's like the east coast of Canada. But it gave me a new perspective on, okay, life can look like something else. These people live different than we do in Toronto. And that's okay. And that's really cool. And maybe that's the life for me. Or maybe it's not. But the point is now I know that that type of lifestyle exists. So it's almost like I feel like I need to go and experience different lifestyles in order to either be okay with the one that I already have and to be satisfied, or to realize that I want to live my life different. And honestly, I think that there's probably a different way that I want to live my life. I know I don't want to live in the city. I don't like living in the city. I like nature. But do I want to live out in the middle of nowhere? I don't know. I probably need to go figure that one out, right? And I'm just talking about Canada here. There's so many places outside of Canada. And this is just me talking about where I want to live or what lifestyle it is that I want. This is, oh my gosh, this is some real moments with Rachel, okay? Because I just realized this. So just like when I was a kid or a teenager, and I would stereotype different blocks where I'd go, okay, I want to be a tomboy, okay, I want to be girly or artsy or nerdy or weird or whatever it is that I used to make these like little blocks that I thought I had to fit in. And then I realized you don't have to fit in those boxes, you just are you. I'm just me, and that's okay, right? So when I'm thinking of where I want to live or who I want to be, now who does this Rachel girl want to go, and like what's the next step? I'm doing it again where I'm putting little boxes. I feel like I've just gone on some rant now and I don't know what to do. I need to like pull myself out of this. Does anyone relate to how I'm feeling, where you don't know what you want your life to look like, you don't know what job you want to have, you know you want something, there's this empty void of something that you really want to fill with life and fill with adventure and be fulfilled, right? Like I want something, but it's like I don't know what that something is, and I also don't know where to find it. It's so hard for me to sit here and try to be positive and preppy and happy when I don't feel that way. And that's why I haven't been making videos for a while, because I haven't been feeling very good. It's just hard being done in school. People make it seem like when you're done university, something's gonna happen. Like, it's like you're working up towards something. Then you get out and you're like, what do I do now? Alright, I hope that you found this really rambly, weird video helpful in any way. Lucy, if you watched this, I hope that you can realize that you're not the only 22-year-old feeling quite confused. It's just not easy, right? It's just not easy. Oh, I forgot to mention something. Okay, so one other thing that I kind of am thinking about as to why I'm feeling very confused and lost and down right now is because it is that time of year where it is winter, and usually in the winter I'm feeling, after Christmas particularly, quite down and confused about myself. And it's like I'm waiting for spring, because spring is like regrowth. It's like all of those creative things in my soul, they're gonna start growing again. Everything's gonna start growing again. Everything outside's gonna start growing. So the leaves can pop out. Boop. It's gonna be wonderful.